Hi there, this is Christy Hart, your Dominatrix life coach, and I'm here today with Dana Pharant of Inner Dominatrix. Hey Dana, how you doing today?
Hey, Christy, it's always a pleasure to get together with you.
We've already been laughing and already creating blooper reels. So why don't you tell everybody who doesn't know, which can't be very many people anymore, you are all over the place. Why don't we tell people what it is that you do exactly?
Yeah. So I bring my background with the dominatrix. So the dominatrix piece is a former issue for me. It's a former thing, not issue, it's a thing. And I bring all of those skills and everything that I learned from that world. And for me, it translates so well into the business world. So I want to bring these skills and things that I learned into entrepreneurial world, right?
Yeah.
The confidence that it takes, the not judging yourself and others, and all of these tools that I got to learn in that world and how easily it translates. And so I've developed this platform called the Inner Dominatrix. So it's about who you are on the inside, and it works for men or women. But I love the platform of that dominatrix because she's just such a great archetype. When you're in the dungeon with somebody, you need to hold a space energetically for them. And it's about them, right? And that's where I see that transition to business world, right? When you're thinking in terms of who your client is and how can you serve them deeply, but holding that space of power and the expert status. It's a brilliant overlay.
One of the main things when you're building a business is building authority. And who has more authority than a dominatrix? I mean, ask any sub, when they're kneeling at the foot of a dominatrix who really has her energy grounded and who's really in charge. And this isn't just a fake it till you make it. This isn't a woman with a whip. This is a woman who has taken control of her own life, and now her cup overflows enough to, bring a sub on a journey into themselves, something deeper spiritually, and can lead them through that. And of course, if she can do that, yeah, she can lead a business. Yeah.
I find it's funny, some people, they'll either think that, dominatrix is a prostitute with a whip, or, right, it's like, no. Or I get the people who are like, what's a dominatrix? I'm like, where have you been? Like the 50 Shades of Grey? Like, did you miss all of that? I know you and I have talked about this before, but the whole idea of the wage gap, that
God,
that
yeah.
gender, everybody thinks it's a gender inequality. And really so much of it is that women don't ask. They don't step up. They don't demand it in the same way that men will. Men are like going in and for the, their review, and they're like, well, of course I'm getting a raise. And women are like, well, I hope I get a raise. And that's where the confidence really needs to be built up for men and women. But, women in particular in this zone of not being willing to ask for more, not being willing to go for something way bigger than what they've been going for.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then just showing up as who you are now. How much do you run into I'll do it when?
I just got off a call yesterday with a client who was doing that very same thing. She's like, well, I want to relaunch into this new brand. This is much better fit. She's got all the reasons and, a whole long list.
Yeah.
She's got a plan of how she's going to monetize it and everything. And I'm like, so what are you waiting for? Like, just do it. Just start it. Just get out there, do a Facebook Live. And she's like, well, I need to figure out. No, you just need to pull the trigger and do it. So just do it.
You just get out there, because a lot of it's about practice and it's about learning. And I think, as a dominatrix, in the dungeon, in the beginning, you have some of the tools, but as you're going, you start to realize that you need to be able to roll with it. And you're going to learn a little bit more every session. And it's the same thing in business. We roll with it. We learn a little bit more every time, every new client, every new session, every new thing that we're doing, every new sale. We're learning a little bit more and getting a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. And that rolling with it too. Like, that, like you say, in that dominatrix, in the dungeon, you don't know how the person's going to react. So you can't script every single move. You have to have, like what I always did was a loose script, right? Yeah. So I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, what toys I wanted to bring in, what, what torture I was going to imply, but it was always based on being so present and in the moment and connected to them,
Yeah.
reading their energy. And again, that's another transferable piece into business, right? So many people are not focused. They don't actually engage that laser focus. And if they did, bam, their business would explode. But they're like here and there and then, right?
That's true. Or we get like so caught up into the planning
Yeah.
phase.
Oh,
And if you
yes.
plan 2,000 steps ahead, well, I'm sorry, but the market's going to change. You're going to find out things about yourself, and that plan is going to go to hooey, you
Yeah.
know? But when you have the confidence, like you said, when you have this dominatrix confidence in you and you're rolling through, you planning a few steps ahead, and you have the confidence in yourself to know that whatever's going to come, you're going to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah. And it's, yeah, it is just so dynamic, the difference of knowing that you will handle whatever comes at you
Yeah.
versus trying to plan and control it.
Mm,
Not
yeah.
that we know anything about control.
Not us. Come
Not
on now.
us. And that's the dichotomy of like you want to be in charge, which kind of looks like being in control.
Yeah.
But in fact, it is, that confidence comes from being able to let go of control, knowing that you'll handle whatever comes in.
Yeah. I love that. So
So
tell me
true.
about the difference between regular confidence and dominatrix confidence.
Great question. I would say that in some ways there's no difference if we're talking about authentic confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some people look at confidence more in the realm of the narcissistic confidence, where it is,
Yeah.
I am so fucking great, and you should just pay me some money because you got to look at me, right? Like, not that I've ever been there in the slightest bit.
Oh,
That's kind of a fake confidence to me,
yeah.
right? Whereas an authentic confidence, you are really comfortable about who you are, being in your own skin.
Yeah.
There's that ease with being in your body, showing up, and that you're going to be able to connect and influence people as needed. And so there's no need to push. It's much more pull energy. You
I love that.
magnetically, attract people in
Yeah.
because you're solid with who you are and where you're going and your vision, and you're excited about it. And so it oozes out of your pores.
When we're fully confident, when we're fully in ourselves, when we feel passionate about life, when we're getting out there, we create kind of this vacuum in our life that draws in everything that we want. I mean, and it transfers over into every area of our life. That's what I found funny, was that I thought maybe being a dominatrix, yeah, I'll get better dates, right? I'll be, but it didn't just transfer there. It was about money. It was about business. It was about even my family relationships became better. I spoke up for myself more. I got more of what I wanted because I was more confident to ask for what I wanted.
Yeah. I was able to actually unravel and unlock the sexual abuse that I had gone through
Yeah.
as a kid, and to finally relax in my body. So prior to this, I had always been that hyper vigilant, always aware, always knew what everybody in the room was doing. Like seriously, everybody in the room. And for the first time, I was able to actually like drop all of that and drop into my body. And I'm like, oh. And I had done a lot of work. Like I had
Wow.
done a lot of therapy, but this was like way more transformative.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it was so deep, and it was like it was on a cellular level.
Yeah.
So of course, being in the healing world, my healing brain kicks in and goes, ooh, we should take other people through this journey, right? And that was more
Yeah.
my foray, was that it was that draw to take people through a deep transformation in a short period of time.
If we've experienced sexual trauma, or if we've had issues in our life, getting hurt by lovers or any sort of intimacy issues, opening up and connecting starts to become a problem.
Yeah.
But this really helped me in that realm, helped me open up to greater intimacy, to greater love, to bigger things in my life. So I love that you're bringing this now, though, into this business space and
Yeah.
into full confidence. What did you find after you up-leveled the confidence through being a dominatrix?
Definitely, I have a way better partner. So I have a man who I adore and who is like my biggest cheerleader.
Ah,
Right? He's like, you do what you love. He encouraged me to sell off my business. He said, that is sucking you dry. Get rid of it. Even though it was making me money, sell it.
mm-hmm.
And so having that support, bringing in a partner who is truly an equal, that was a huge piece. Definitely, I keep up leveling who I'm connecting with. The people who are playing in a much bigger space than I am are drawn to me because of this energy, right? They feel that they're like, wow. So even though, I'm like here on the scale of success level and they're like here on the scale, they're like totally connecting. I love that.
A transformation for me that I'm so happy about is how I feel inside personally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, the negative self-talk quieted.
Yeah.
The what if this, then you have to do this and run, 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 quieted.
Yes.
And I'm more effective.
Oh, way more effective.
Yeah.
Well, because if you're not judging yourself, you don't have those like gremlins going, oh, and you're not like running 50,000 miles a minute, then
Yeah.
it's way easier to be effective, right? You drop back into that laser focus. I mean, most people, quite honestly, most people in business could work 2 hours a day. And if they were laser focused 2 hours, they would get more done than working 10 hours a day.
Love it. I remember before I would have to talk myself into doing anything. It took
Yes.
an hour's worth of talking myself into doing a 15-minute task.
Being confident, like really genuinely, like from the inside out, that confidence, then, like we said, those voices quiet, the drive quiets, and then it becomes a matter of stepping in and saying, okay, well, why do I want to do this? And I get reconnected to the why I want to do it. And I don't have to convince myself. It's now I'm pulled to do it instead
Right.
of pushing myself to do it. It's a completely different scenario. And, the creativity opens up. If I'm not pushing myself, then when I sit down and write a blog post, I can just like, blah, 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 bing, right?
Right.
Have it done. You stop comparing yourself to other people, right? When you get rid of that self-judgment, you get rid of that loop the drive to do more is a self-judgment. You're looking at what other people are doing and comparing yourself to them and saying, oh, I need to be there. Let me push harder to get there, as if that's going to work. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to work. You can't force it. Just like you can't force an orgasm. You can't force yourself to be productive,
This is why I love you so much. Like, yes. Yeah. We can't force ourselves to work like we can't force ourselves to orgasm.
Just doesn't work. You also need to relax and allow that bit of a flow to happen. Whether you're creating something, if you're a writer, that's a creative process. If you're whatever it is that you're doing, it's all a creative process, and creative process can't be forced.
That's true.
We have to let it flow out of us, and the less that we have the chitter chatter, the more flow can happen. So
Yeah.
getting rid of that self-judgment, that's why I would say that for me, when I work with people, getting rid of the self-judgment, that hatred, that self-hatred talk
Oh,
is number one priority for me.
yeah.
Until we unlock that, then there's no stepping into the dominatrix energy.
This is going to be the most amazing thing. So this fall, Dana and I are holding the Bulletproof Confidence Retreat. And this is a master retreat. It's over the weekend. We made it mini and it's high impact. And this is to get you really started on your way and really to amp up your business, to amp up your love life.
Yeah. And actually, I just want to point out for people that this weekend retreat, it's really the energy level of it.
Yeah.
So there are no whips. We're not going to be taking you down to that space. You're not going to be beating anybody.
Oh,
but
no.
deeply connecting you with the dominatrix energy
That's
without
it.
going the physical route. So
That's it. And we'll
these
be in
are
a professional space. This isn't going to be in a dungeon. Nobody's
right.
bringing any implements. There's nothing really super kinky is going to happen there. But you're going to get the full energy. When you're leaving this Bulletproof Confidence camp, what you're going to find is you're going to walk differently. You're going to talk differently. You're going to find a different caliber of people being drawn to you.
Mm-hmm.
October 14th through 15th, Bulletproof Confidence Weekend Retreat. We're doing it in Toronto, where Dana Pharant will be hosting. And most people know Dana Pharant from Inner Dominatrix, and she is an amazing business coach, but she's an even more amazing person. And now you have two dominatrices together, working together to build
Mm-hmm.
you up, to get you to the same level, to get you that bulletproof confidence. This is our gift, and I feel like, we have to share it. We have to spread this confidence.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, September 23rd and 24th, I'll be hosting in Virginia Beach. So whatever area you're in, there is something for you. Whether you want to visit Toronto or you want to visit Virginia Beach, come to either one. We're going to have a blast, in addition to filling you with confidence and having you leave feeling completely at peace with yourself and ready to easily step into this new venture, whatever it is. If you're building up your business bigger, if you're looking for love and you're ready to find your soulmate or the person who's going to enter your life and fill it with more love, more radiant joy, or whether you're just looking to improve yourself on a massive level,
Mm-hmm.
this Bulletproof Confidence Weekend is going to do it. I am so stoked about this. This is
Me too.
amazing.
This really is huge. I mean, we can't stress it enough that what is possible to be changed in a weekend with you and I, with our energy, with how much work we've done on ourselves, how much we hold that space authentically of the confidence. This isn't a bullshit weekend. This is dive in and transform things. And then if you're walking out with your confidence 10 times where it is, you just extrapolate out and say, well, what is that going to do for my business, for my sex life, for my relationships, for my dating? Like, what is that going to do to have 10 times the confidence? Every area. It's not just about money, but like your sense of peace, your sense of internal joy. A huge life up a level in all areas.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're really excited about this weekend, really exciting about getting you the confidence to move up to that next level, whatever it is for you.
Yeah.
So, one actionable tip. What is something actionable that we can do this week to up level our confidence?
Yeah. So my favorite tool I call Expand Out. And what this is going to do is to help you to disconnect from the negativity that's always bombarding everybody else's crap. So this is the first base tool that I teach people. But don't underestimate it, because if you actually implement it on a regular basis, it can change your life. So I'm giving you one tool, like totally free, that can completely change your life. I know. So what you're going to do is you're going to imagine your energy field. And as you just notice and just kind of like allow yourself to just kind of push down any kind of resistance or walls, any of the shields or bubbles and things that you've been putting up over the years, just push all that down. And then you allow your energy to float out. And we start out, we just go as big as the room and just notice like, okay, what does that feel like? And then what does it feel like to be as big as the world? And we just keep floating out. What does it feel like to be as big as the solar system? Yeah, and then we keep going. What does it feel like to be as big as the galaxy? We're not done yet. Okay. What does
My
it
skin
feel
is
like?
tingling.
I know. Stay with me. So what does it feel like to be as big as the universe? Right? And then what does it feel like to go all the way out and be as infinite space, all directions? Okay. Yeah, and I can totally see you doing it. It's like
I am. Oh, I'm in it. I think you could see my lights flash, like, because it affects electronics. When you do energy work, you'll find it affects electronics. So yeah, I can see that thing starting to flash as soon as I start expanding.
So the beauty of this is that it's a way of not taking on other people's stuff, It's a way of having more ease in your body, because you notice, like, we get you expanded out to infinite. Now all of a sudden, like, oh, it feels like I've got more space in here.
I can move. I can
move. I'm not as crowded.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of thing. So my analogy that I give to people is to think of the difference between the wind and a wall. Okay? And if we imagine other people's stuff is Post-it notes, where is the Post-it notes going to stick?
Yeah.
The wind or a wall?
Ooh.
You can pile up and pile up and pile. And this is what most people do. They shield and they bubble, and that's the wall.
Yeah.
And so they're piling on. All the other stuff is just getting stuck in. It's got somewhere to actually land.
Yeah, because when you learn energy tools, they teach you the bubble, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which I did for years, and it was a godsend, because otherwise I was, catatonic.
It's a step up. Yeah.
It's a step up, but it never fixed the problem. So when I switched over to this, it actually prevents you from taking on other people's stuff in the first place. Right? Ounce of prevention, pound of cure. So now here's the action piece. You can't just do it once and then, like, never do it again. You want to aim to be that much space all the time. All right. So what you want to do is you want to take your phone, set up an alarm that goes off every half hour, preferably some nice gentle ringtone, not a big kind of thing, right? Kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
So a nice gentle ringtone every half hour, and you just take a deep breath and allow yourself to expand down.
Love it.
That simple. You're talking half a second of your time. It's one breath worth. That's
Love it. That
every
is
half hour.
the easiest tool ever. And I mean, the feeling of that was just massive. That tool is amazing. And that's just one of the many tools that you're going to gain on that Bulletproof Confidence weekend. I mean, if you can imagine that, but 2 days of tools like that to use.
Yeah.
Wow.
And really getting it locked into the system. Okay. Because it's one thing to bombard people with a whole whack of tools.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's not our style. It's I want, and I know you want too, it's like, I want people to actually get it in their bodies, to lock it in. I'd rather you learn one tool and learn it so well that it sticks with you for the rest of your life than learn 50 tools that you never stick with.
Right, because we all do that. We're all reading the top 10 blog posts, and then you forget every single one of them. You've got like 10 new tools that you just learned, but nah.
Right. and that's the thing. That's the thing about being in a live workshop, is that it actually integrates it in.
Yeah.
We're not integrating as a society. We're learning all this stuff. We have massive amounts of information coming, but we don't take the time to actually implement and integrate. So that's the beauty of this weekend.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I know a lot of people are excited for this weekend. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be awesome. Just outrageous way to boost your confidence. I can't even tell you the difference that it's made in my life and in Dana's life. And we need to share this. You need to have this in your life as well. You really do. Well, thank you so much, Dana Pharant, for coming on. I know you're busy with Inner Dominatrix, which is Dana Pharant's podcast. And if you haven't checked it out, you really need to. This is an amazing podcast that's going to help up-level your life. So thank you so much for taking the time out, Dana Pharant, to come with us and give us the tools. I mean, this is just amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Christy.
Fantastic. Count on Dana to bring the fun in. Yes, absolutely.
Control freak.
I know, right? Control issues? Dominatrix?
No.
Am I just not social? Because I don't get this.
What are you saying, Christy?
Forrest Gump my way through life. It seems to work okay.
No, this isn't accurate at all. And I can get obsessive with it, right? Like I have like serious OCD.
I like to loosen up a little bit.
I've got this huge collection of leather. I mean, can you imagine a dominatrix having a collection of leather? Good idea.
That's the go.
Rumble the shit out of that.